All right, welcome to Packmates, a podcast about Magic the Gathering Limited, where we take a dive into the current limited formats. The Packmates are a group of friendly card sharks that love drafting, hanging out, and going to F&M. Don't forget to check out our socials and join the Discord. The links are in the description. I'm Ryan, the resident aggro expert.
I'm Andrew, the resident mid-range expert.
I'm Robi, the resident turtle expert.
This week we're going to talk about our Dominaria Remastered draft, and then we're going to do a little bit of cards we were wrong on, a little boomer mentality, and then we're going to talk about a 2022 cube. And we are the Packmates.
Killed it.
Don't forget to check out our socials. Links are in the description. Join the Discord. We're going to do the decathlon finals next week on Saturday morning in there. So get in there.
Very nice.
Yep.
I got to
get those last tokens. You need.
Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus for that. So
yeah,
yeah, you guys got to get that omniscience draft token.
Goodness gracious, man, that is just such a.
I sent a message in the group chat, like as soon as decathlon omniscience draft was open, I was like, "GG, boys!" I had first pick bidder reunion.
Oh
like it was amazing.
It looked really good.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right. First up, we got Andrew with his Dominaria Remastered draft.
Yeah, it was a little Dominaria Remastered today or yesterday at the old F&M shop. It's a very interesting set. I'm sure we kind of talked about it a little bit last week, and so I had it in my head like the cycling deck was going to be really good, and so I went ahead and drafted a Gruul deck. So that's a red green for you people who don't know what the Gruul is. And it was just like removal and just dudes. I mean, I didn't get any of the payoffs at all. I thought somebody at my table would I thought there'd be a lightning rift somewhere, or even the one that lightning rift is the one that where you cycle a card, you can pay 2 mana. It's a 3-cost enchantment, and you pay 2 and you get to ping something for 2, any target. So that was going to be like the whole crux of my deck, and I just didn't see any of them. Like after 3 packs, just didn't see a single one. I guess I was kind of forcing an archetype, but really you could just go big creatures, and it really wasn't like all the archetypes in this set are kind of loosely kind of there, just like a little whiff of archetype. And so really just try to build the best deck with just your classic, good curve, good removal. That being said, I didn't open anything really good in this one. I opened a Shivan Dragon, which was good. That's the 6-cost dragon, 2 double red and 4. And it's a classic 5/5 dragon. You see it everywhere, flying, and has fire breathing. Fire breathing is for 1 red. You just get to pump it out. And so that won me quite a few games. Just the removal is pretty bad in this set. So yeah, just landing that guy at a reasonable time with the Werebear. Werebear is the one. He's a 1/1. Taps for a green, and then he has threshold. He gets +3/+3 if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. And then also had a Corrosian Restorer in the deck as well, and that one just untaps a land. It's a 1/2 for 3, and then for threshold you get to untap 3 lands. So it was just a nice solid ramp deck, light removal, just good old fashioned Magic the way Richard Garfield intended.
Do you think you really needed the storm stuff in it? Do you have like a little bit of like a storm package going on?
Yeah, so the grape shot that's in there, it's the sorcery card with storm, deals 1 damage. It's a 1 colorless, 1 red, and so it's just 1 damage to any target for X for the spells that you played that turn. Yeah, I thought it was good. I actually used it more as a removal spell, and then the Empty the Warrens kind of just bought me some time, or just let me go wide. Get like 6. It wasn't like a massive, kind of, oh, I did like 20 spells this turn. It was like, I did like a reasonable 3 spells and dealt 4 damage to something,
Yeah.
And it was
you can break it up with the grape shots too, right?
Yeah, the grape shots were pretty good. I wish I had gotten another grape shot. I actually felt like it was actually pretty good removal because the creatures are so
little itty bitty things, for sure.
Yeah, little itty bitty guys, and so you just can like ping you for 1, grape shot you.
Yeah, you just need like for like Mog War Marshals and stuff, right?
Yeah. So like half the time it was just me like getting a bunch of mana ramp out there, a Cole Stoker, and then it'd be like followed by some kind of dorky 2-drop and then grape shot for 3, or it would be like an Empty the Warrens for 3, and it was good enough. The deck was fine. Wasn't the most premium cards that I could have had. I kind of got into a hole there. There was, I think, to the right of me, the person who was passing to me was also in green red, and we ended up playing, and I took that one down. But And then the person to the left of me was also in red, and so it was just a really bad position. And not a lot of people knew how to evaluate the cards, so I ended up getting like all the removal. And there was just a couple connective tissue cards that I think that could have put this deck over the top. Like maybe one of it was like Deadwood Tree Folk, the vanishing guy with these a 3/6 with vanishing, you just get to regrow something from your graveyard. Like that guy would have just been super solid in my deck just to give me that late game kind of push. But yeah, Slice and Dice was overperforming. That card is insane, people. I mean, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
to tell you, but like
Seems
4
like a
damage to
lot.
everything is ridiculous. And the
That
cycle,
kills like every single creature in the format, right?
yes, it
Except
does.
like Shivan Dragon.
Yeah, unless you're playing Spirit Monger. Man, why
Spirit
they
Monger's scary, yeah.
yeah, I don't know why the heck they downshifted Spirit Monger. The guy is so dang good. The regenerate, he has so many abilities. The color thing is like whatever, but the regeneration was actually kind of annoying. We needed like we needed classic incinerate back so they couldn't regenerate themselves. So there's some really weird disjoint to this, but this is just classic. Play some removal spells, play some 2-drops, play some 3-drops, win by and then try to curve out or something like that. Yeah, it was good. I went 2-1. I think if I'd have played a little bit better, I might have been able to take down the guy who actually eventually ended up winning the tournament. So yeah.
Yeah, we were all in different pods, except
Oh
me and
yeah,
Ryan were in the same pod.
I
Our
thought that was
draft
actually
had like
pretty.
47 people in it,
Yeah, I
which
thought it
is
was pretty nice
crazy.
actually when they did that. It was nice to just draft within your pod. Because I don't know, you always think some pods are better than others to be in. And so it's kind of nice just to see like, oh, I know all the cards and, like hate drafting or whatever, or like, I just don't want to ever play against this card. Like that's a legit thing to do when you're an 8-man pod. If there's some bomb that you just, you see not like an opposition's going around, like it'll never go around. But I mean, like opposition's going around like 5th pick and you're not in blue and you're like, I never want to play against this card. Like I gotta take it. It's just too good. Something
Yeah,
like
I thought the 8-man pod thing would make it less sweaty, but that was not the case
No, that's
in
the
our pod.
opposite. That's the
That was the
opposite.
exact. I think it would have made it less sweaty if like we didn't have the sweatiest pod for sure.
that
But
was relative, right? Look, you guys were throwing
yeah,
off sweat there too, though, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were the sweaty ones,
To
right?
to no
Like,
avail. To no avail for me. But
That's a
yeah.
no avail. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
what happened? Oh gosh, yeah.
Let's talk.
So you
Let's
guys
talk.
were in the same pods, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
me and
I
Ryan.
thought it was cool though, like the way the tournament was where you just played your pod. Like it was like 8, it was like 5 or 6 little mini tournaments. Like I thought it was dope. I liked
pretty
it.
Yeah, I kind of liked it too, genuinely.
Because otherwise it would have been like 6 rounds or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it would have been insane.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of wanted to test my deck against some of the other people, but it's just such an unproven format, and there's so many people who are just drafting
There was
on
like,
luck.
yeah, we had like 47 people in the draft, right?
Yeah.
It was
Something like
insane.
that. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
Wizards
like
has a
5
problem of
pods.
making too many pretty cards where people are like, "Ooh, look shiny," or "Look borderless." It's just like I want it, and so you get so blinded. Or like there's always all walks of life and all skill levels there, and all like how you approach the game there. And so some people are more collective oriented, where like I want to just collect these things.
Yeah,
TC
it really brings
card game.
out all the collector people,
Yeah,
all the
which is
modern
nice.
guys.
Yeah, it's cool, but sometimes it messes with the draft a little bit because they're like, "Oh, I need this card for my commander deck." It's like, "Oh, you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like
not gonna try to."
everyone does that sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
you
I
never like
agree.
see a card and you're like, oh, I don't really want this, but it's a deadly dispute, so I'm gonna take it because I need it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
take the.
Because
I
like
take.
you did do that, Andrew. Like
I'm,
that's why I literally said deadly dispute.
I gotta put
I
my
did
own-
that with Street Wraith. I got like a cool Street Wraith. I was like, oh, I can still put this in my deck, right? Like,
Yeah.
As much as I said I definitely did it, but I definitely know it's wrong.
It's not wrong. It's like
It's
it's
fine.
fine.
It's
It's
fine.
Like you
fine.
gotta play to win, man. I guess that's
Yeah,
me.
you
That's
always
me.
gotta play the win.
Like you don't want to do that like first pick unless you have to, but yeah, like it's fine.
Like nobody wants to be the guy who picks up a foil Tarmogoyf at a pro tour and then loses the pro tour because of it, right? Like nobody wants that.
yeah, but I mean like 3
It's
weeks later, like he's got a foil timer going, right? Like
Yeah,
Or
he
he could have,
sold it for like $1,000,
Yeah.
$1,000, right?
yeah, he could have just been a pro
Like-
player and just had $5,000 in his
he
bank.
already was, right? Like he already made it. I don't know. Like, yeah, people like I get it, but like sometimes you need $1,000, right? Like,
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes you just
that's
cut
an
and run.
interesting
That's cool. That's cool.
conversation.
That
Yeah.
is. That
Yeah,
is.
okay. Yeah. So you guys are at the same table. Hey, Robi, tell me about your deck.
I just went red white, and It was pretty
Very
good.
unroby like.
I went 2-1 as well. I was slightly higher than Andrew at the end, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to
Well,
that.
yeah, that was like
We'll definitely
arbitrary pod rankings, right? Like,
of
No,
course, yeah.
I've made
oh
it to
yeah,
the
you played in the
finals of the
you played in the
pods.
last
Yeah,
match. You're right. You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah.
You
You're
play
right.
championship round.
yeah. My
We're
first
back.
few games were pretty easy, and I basically just have like your standard red white deck. I don't know if it's standard red white. I just basically
Mm.
am fully winning games off the back of Flame Tongue Kavu,
Mm-hmm.
which I've only heard like in passing how insane Flame Tongue Kavu is. And I can come back and say it is very good.
Oh,
Very,
oh,
very good.
dang.
And Battle Screech.
Oof.
The Flame Tongue Kava is the 4-mana 4/2 that deals 4 to something whenever it ETBs. And Battle Screech is the 4-mana create 2 birds, and it has flashback for tap 3 white creatures, which is like the most meaningless cost you could ever have on a flashback card. Like it already makes the 2 birds, right? Like
Yeah.
you're always making 4 birds at once, and it's always like so gross. If you can stick like 1 3-mana creature, 1 random white creature on the board on turn 4, then you're just like set up to make 4 birds. That's so good. And I won a lot of games with that. And Griffin Guide, the 3-mana
Good.
enchantment that gives something +2/+2 and flying. And whenever it dies, you get a 2/2 griffin. So I was like kind of just flying over, chipping in, getting in with like bird tokens, and it was good.
Yep, it looked pretty
I have
good
a
when I was watching you play.
I have a blue splash, like a very, very, very light, just for momentary blink, which I'm not sure like how right that is, but it was basically just there because I have Flame Tongue Kavu in my deck. And there were times where I got to do the thing with that, and it was grotesque,
Oh yeah, I bet.
absolutely stupid. Like there was a time too where I blocked with my Flame Tongue Kavu and a White Mane Lion, and I blinked the White Mane Lion to bounce my Flame Tongue Kavu back to my hand, and then just blew him out the next turn.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah, there's some silly stuff going on, but yeah. And I also have 2 fire and ice. So that's another reason why I have an island in my deck. But in the championships, I actually sideboarded out my island.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Because my opponent had that stupid enchantment that has it's like a 4/4. If you turn it into so it's like this random enchantment that if your opponent casts a spell, it becomes a 4/4, and it can't attack unless your opponent controls an island.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. A
And
lot
I
of people are
accidentally
playing that.
played my island in game 1 and
Oh dang.
Turned
lost
all of
because
his
of it.
4/4s on.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, it was
Did you need
horrible.
that
Yeah.
island when you played it, or was it just like a full-on mistake?
It was a full-on mistake. I just didn't
Yikes.
think about
Gosh.
it.
Yikes. That happens.
That's why I lost my first game, I think, maybe second. I don't remember. Surely it was the first because I sided out the island.
It's like never again. I don't want to be tempted by this.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, nah, we ain't playing these games.
Yeah, Battle Screech was absurd. How was Griffin Guide?
It's very good. So I have
Yeah.
a Savannah Lions in here. I have a couple. Like I don't really have a lot of cheap creatures. Genuinely, that was probably like my weakest spot.
Yeah.
It's like the 2-drop slot.
I laid out my deck and it looked similar to yours. I was like, I have no 2-drops. Holy shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was okay though.
Yeah,
Like,
it was fine.
yeah.
I feel like there's
Well-
always a line to be really aggressive in things like this because people do the most dirtiest things because they don't know how the cards interact. So if you can get like a really sleek, like everybody just kind of does mid range, right?
I would
And-
I would have killed for a couple of Mog War Marshals.
Oh yeah, that would
That
have
would have been
sick in my deck.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, with the white mains, with all the. If he just
Yeah.
actually just had another white main too.
Like it's okay to put like a Griffin Guide on like a
Oof.
Mog War Marshal token, right?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
so I put Savannah Lions in my deck. Like it felt very bad against everyone else who had like Mog War Marshals or whatever.
Mhm.
The 1/1 Goblin Maker. But it was good with Griffin Guide, so I kept it. Griffin Guide was also dummy with the Ridge Top Raptor. The 2/1 4-mana 2/1 double striker.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yep. And then there was just a street rate draw a card for 2 life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems good.
So Ryan, why don't you tell us
I'd
about your
rather
deck
not.
where you actually
I'd
where you
rather
actually
not.
hard cast street rates?
Oh man.
I'd rather not talk about it. Had a white black deck. I legitimately thought Robi was trying to bait me into blue because I was to his left.
Oh my gosh.
Because like he was talking about how much he wanted to do blue bullshit last week, and like he passed me like a couple good blue cards early, and I was like, I'm not falling for that, Robi, but like literally should have just done it. Like should have took the bait 100%. I was like, Robi, what are you trying to do here? But yeah. So I ended up first picking like Gerard's Verdict, which is white black, and they discard 2 cards, and you gain 3 life for each land they discard. I ended up getting 2 of those.
Mind rot. Of course.
Mine rot for 2 though. Like
Yeah.
that's like I thought it would be better, honestly. Like it was good, like it was fine, but it wasn't amazing.
First pick though, that's insane.
My pack was pretty weak, pack 1, and I thought that was the best card. If I had to redraft it, I would have a entirely different deck. Like I only had 3 actually good cards in my deck, not counting rares, and that was Phyrexian Rager, which 3 mana 2/2 that draws you a card.
Yeah.
Mind Stone, 2 mana rock that draws you a card, and Vigilant Sentry were the only 3 like pretty good cards in my deck. I guess Spectral Links was fine, like a 2 mana 2/1 that you can regenerate, but
I like the street race in your deck. If you had more of the threshold payoff, I think it could have been.
I was just like too slow to like lose that much life a lot of the time.
Yeah, I don't know because like you have like 2 Gerard's Verdicts, right? Like, are you really that? Like your 2-drop slot is way more stacked than mine. It's just like yours, all your cards do nothing in your 2-drop slot.
Yeah, I had another pacifism too. Like I was like way higher on pacifism going into the draft than I should have been. I think I ended up drafting like 3 of them. And like I valued them pretty high, and they were like honestly terrible. Like I sideboarded them all out like every game besides like 1.
Mind you, I was in white right next to Ryan, passing to Ryan.
Well, I
gave him all
like
his pacifisms.
I'm like mostly black, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just barely white.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of the removal outside of black though just feels like very situational though. Like pacifism is probably really good against a green black deck, right?
Yeah, or like it would have been good against your deck.
Yeah,
Andrew.
it would have been like hyper efficient against me, or if like there's a spirit monger or something on the other side, just like pacifism.
Yeah, but
like,
all the decks I played were like, oh, I'm just gonna bounce this a million times. Like, oh, okay. Like pacifism does literally nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's just
or they were like, oh, I'm just gonna pay 2 white mana and tap 2 of your creatures. I'm like, okay, again, pacifism does literally nothing. Like,
I think your biggest flaw in this was going into white.
Yeah, my white's pretty weak. Like the only good white card I really have that's like super good is Glory, right?
Yeah.
Because I put you into black really early by passing you the black rare.
Yeah.
Oh, you passed him.
Chainer.
Yep, Chainer.
Okay. Yeah. And he's not that good either. Like
I took Flame over it. Yeah.
I literally almost took Mana War over it.
Probably.
That's probably correct, honestly.
That's probably correct.
Looking back, I should have.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just try it. Like, I was like, there's not a ton of removal in this set, and if I could just like reanimate stuff from people's graveyards and like get some removal, like it would be pretty good. But obviously, like I got 0 removal. So
I don't see any hard like black removal either. That's the other thing.
Yeah, all I have I didn't see any. Like I literally saw none. I have Acre Slick. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Acre Slick's good, but like I needed like way more.
It's not a freaking terror. Like a terror is just hella good in this set.
Yeah, the whole process of me building my deck was like based around me getting some removal eventually, and I just never did. So, but
read the signals, people.
I mean, like I should have been in black for sure, but like
you read black, right? It was just white.
I should have been in black.
Threw you off a little bit because there were a couple like tough picks where I had to pick like Battle Screech, but I knew I was passing a really good white card like Spectral Links or whatever.
Yeah, well, and Spectral Links is just way better in white black specifically, right?
Yeah,
so, of course, get that regeneration going.
I took Battle Screech over it, which
is correct. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely made some questionable picks. Like Urban Siphon Mage I took late just 'cause I needed bodies, but that was bad. Cackling Fiend was actually like super bad, honestly. This is the 4-mana 2/1 that they discard a card.
I think your worst pick was probably first pick Gerard's Verdict.
Yeah, that was bad. But like
Yeah.
my first pack was like literal. Well,
I think
there was
just
there was a good card in it. I just didn't understand how it worked, but now I do.
What card was it?
it was the card that you can take one of their creatures during combat.
Oh my gosh. You passed that to that guy?
Yeah.
I hate you, man.
Yeah,
I
I
literally
probably
hate
single-handedly lost Roby the
just
game.
blew out
Yes.
Robi because of
That
that.
card is so stupid.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like, I don't even
no.
understand. But now, like, I get it now thinking about it. But I was so
Next.
tired. I was like, I don't even get it. Like, yeah, I Robied it like with Hercule. I was like, I don't care.
Not gonna read.
Oh
nobody
my gosh, Ryan.
Yeah, that was egregious. And then that would have set me on the blue-black path, and my deck would have been like
You're
way
just
better.
insane, yeah. 'Cause I would have just immediately passed you a black rare. then
And Mana War, and I
Oh,
would have been way more likely to just take the Mana War, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh man. I didn't realize you passed that, right?
yeah, I basically blundered the entire draft. Pack one,
For
pick one.
me.
Not for me too. Like I was like, I'll just take Gerard's Verdict because I don't think anyone's gonna do white black. But like, I
Oh
don't know.
man.
That blue black card is so stupid.
I know.
Well, at least
I know now.
Is that an uncommon too?
No, it's a rare.
Oh, it's a rare. Oh.
I
You
learned
think
my
it's
lesson.
good. It's a rare. It's got to be good.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah,
But yeah, my deck was I went 1 and 2 because I had to buy, but I did play someone in the during the buy round and I did get them. And I like my first game was like pretty competitive. And then my third game, the dude just had Horseshoe Crab and the ping one, and I just literally had no way to deal with it. Except Spirit Link, which was sick.
I
put-
cited in a Spirit Link.
I put Spirit Link, I set it into. I put Spirit Link on his crab,
Yeah.
and like every time he pinged me, I gained the life, and it was pretty sick. I was like, got him.
I didn't realize
Got him.
it does that. I didn't realize it does that though. That's stupid. I didn't even like put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I sat in my hand for like 3 turns, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait, can I just put this on your crab?
Oh man, that's so smart.
Yeah, it took me a long time to like realize it.
I was
Right?
like, why the fuck doesn't this card just say lifelink? like,
Yeah.
do something lifelink. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. This is old school.
Huh, that's tight. It's not just old school though. Like it's worded that way so you could do degenerate stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Like maybe you just
Well, I
can
don't know
do
about that.
You just put it on there 8/8 and like, are you gonna swing
Yeah.
with me? like,
on the what's the green black big guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on Roby's double striker.
yeah.
Although you do got to be fair because that thing won't like the problem with that card is the Spirit Link is that when you get really low they can actually just kill you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it happens before.
Yeah.
It goes on the stack after they deal the damage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so you die by a state-based effect. So
That's
Like,
interesting. I didn't know.
The horseshoe crab could, like, in theory, like, I don't know if this works, right? But let's say the horseshoe crab, like, taps for 1 damage, right?
Mhm.
Could it, like, tap you for 1 that goes on the stack, respond, untap, tap you for 1 that goes on the stack, respond? So, like, you don't gain the life until after it's done all of the damage, right?
I think I don't think that works like you put like the trigger on the stack of the
So the
Spirit
trigger goes on the stack, and then you respond to the trigger by untapping your horseshoe crab and redoing it. Then that
Yeah,
trigger goes on the stack.
Link. Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
Yeah, so you like wouldn't gain any of the life until it did all of the damage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. So you can like
If somebody did that to me, I would punch them in the face, Ryan. I would literally lean over the table and just no, you can't do that. And I would just sit down.
you can though, Roby. You can.
No,
That's
you
how
can't.
magic
I would
works.
be like,
man.
Judge, judge, judge.
They just drain you for 7. We have Spirit Link on
I
the
would just
creature.
push
You're
them
just like,
down.
Jesus.
Kick a leg out from underneath their chair.
Those big brain thoughts, though, that's what I provide. I might provide 1 win, but the big brain thoughts.
No. Somebody does that to me, I'll we're taking it outside.
Robi's always ready to fight at F&M. That's for sure. That's the one thing you guys don't know about Robi.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah,
Yeah. Deck was bad. You got to have good cards for your deck. to be good.
hardcast street rates.
Yeah. When they have swamps, swamp walk's pretty good.
Just so
Yeah.
little. I mean, you just have so little creatures.
Ryan said earlier that Street Wraith was the best card in his deck. And I was like, oh, because you were like cycling him? He was like, no, I was Swamp Walk. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
People actually have hardcasted Street Wraiths? What?
Yeah.
My gosh.
That thought has never even crossed my mind.
Those
Yeah,
work, man.
that's funny.
Those work.
I did reanimate them with Chainer one game, and that was pretty cool. They were like 4 or 5. Like I cycled them and then reanimated them.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. For the whopping cost of 5 life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is he a good reanimation target? I'm just kidding.
When they have swamps. He's pretty good.
Swamp Walk, pretty decent.
And he turns into a 4/5 with Chainer because the Chainer buffs him.
Yep. So why don't we go into our boomer mentality, Ryan? What you got about?
Yeah,
What-
this is our set where we're
What are
like,
you a boomer about?
this is the
This
card.
is a boomer set. This is
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
This is cards that we're like still think are good, even though the statistics tell us otherwise, right?
I think this
And-
set is
and people
extra
tell us otherwise.
punishing to boomers. This set is
I don't
mega
know. Andrew's pretty good at it.
because he opens worm coil engines, right? Like you're like
I think about the other weeks where I was just dominating as well.
Yeah.
But let's-
Yeah. There's other weeks.
yeah, Andrew is the most boomer out of all of us.
I think this is a boomery set, honestly. Like I think it's like
I
a
don't-
removal bomb set.
I do
like
not think so.
I've been waiting for so long for a set like this. Even though I do all right normally, but like I've been waiting for this one.
I don't think it's a removal set.
okay.
Because if you look at 17 lands, the cards with the highest win rate, like the highest win
Overwhelming
rate,
remorse.
that's not true.
Is it
like
not?
it's like excavation explosion.
Also removal.
Removal spell.
Excavation explosion is higher than overwhelming remorse.
For like what are you talking about? Overwhelming remorse is number 1 and improvement when drawn. You're probably talking about opening hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is higher in opening hand because it does cost less.
Uh,
Scrapwork is number 1, but yeah. Anyway,
That's the man.
Scrapwork nut. Yeah, and that's not a
Fog-
boomer
wait.
card.
Best
Scrapwork nut is not a boomer.
hold on. Yeah, Scrapwork Mutt's amazing, but Fog of War is number 3 in improvement when drawn. But
yeah, so like improvement when drawn is absolutely.
but
I've
like
been telling
its win rates across the board are just terrible. So stop, Andrew. Like just because like when you draw it, your deck does better. Games played win rate 45%. So it's still a bad card. Like if you're putting it in your deck, you're bad.
What's
But like it does
Fog
help
of
you.
War's opening hand win rate?
There's not enough data.
Okay, yeah.
There's not enough data.
Yeah, see what us opening hand win rate, guys. We don't
But
mess around.
I shouldn't have interrupted Andrew because he was about to go on this spiel about how Fog of War is good. And I was gonna hit him with these other stats.
Nope, you missed it now. That's it. It's not gonna happen.
Now he's not gonna say it because I just talked about how bad it was.
I'll just let the stats speak for themselves.
That should have been
The stats do speak for themselves, and they do say this card's terrible.
Except when
It has the highest improvement when drawn. Okay, so like every time you draw it, like it doesn't have the highest, like it's top 3,
top 3.
and it still has the worst game in hand win rate of any card in the set. Common. It's like when you don't draw it, your deck is like 3 percentage points worse than when you do draw it, and then when you do draw it, your deck still has a 47.1% win rate.
That's so crazy.
It's terrible. It's literally terrible.
How could it be so good and yet so bad?
the improvement when drawn doesn't mean it's good. right?
Improvement when drawn means it makes your deck this much better, right? Like the card, but yeah. Improvement when drawn does have its flaws, just like opening and win rate does. They all do, right?
Except
There's
when it
no
comes
perfect metric.
Yeah.
But yeah, my boomer mentality card is Blitz Automaton. That's the 3/2 prototype taste, or the 6/4 for 7. So it could be a
I'm
3/2
with you.
for yeah. It's good. It's
I'm
just
with
good.
you on this. Yeah.
I'm with
I
it.
think it's
I'll
good.
sleep this guy up every week. This guy's good.
Yeah. His stats
just
have been
opening
bad
hand
the
win rate.
entire format.
What's its opening hand win rate?
You gotta always take that with a grain of salt because it's Boboros.
I'm
card, right?
curious though.
Okay,
but
let's
it's a 3-drop, right? Like that's what you
Yeah, opening hand win rate's only 53.
That's still not good. Like Boris is like
Yeah, that's not that good,
57?
right? But
I
games
don't-
played win rate is 54.8.
Hmm.
So like,
I think it's okay. I genuinely do. Like I'd put these in my deck.
okay, get this. Opening hand win rate 53.3. Games not seen win rate 55.5.
Okay, what's its Boros opening hand win rate?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Jeez.
Roby, you know you have the tools
Tell
to
me.
answer these
No.
questions.
I'm not the map.
It's Boros. Its opening hand win rate in Boros is 54.9, but its games
Yeah.
not seen win rate 57.1. So
That's so crazy.
according to the stats, it's better
It's still
to
bad. It's still bad, but
yeah. According to the stats, it's better to just not play it. But like people are just doing
55
it.
is
People are just
not the
playing
world.
it wrong, like
Yeah.
right? Like people are just doing it wrong.
I think so. Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I play this card quite a bit.
I think it's good.
I wonder how many people just jam this outside of Boros and just say, I'm going to have a 6/4 haster for 7.
I would say probably like next to 0, right?
You'd think that.
I think Gruul people play this.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
good in
what
Gruul too.
I wonder what its game opening hand win rate in Gruul is.
Let's find out.
Yeah, tell us, Mr. Stats.
It's my punishment for doing so bad in the draft.
The resident stat master.
That's worse. 53 and it's negative 2.5 when drawn.
53, so it's worse. And
Yeah.
yeah, I take it like as like it's a little bit above, like to me, like it's a little bit above like just any throwaway card.
Oh yeah.
Like
I don't take it like super high, right? Like
I don't
but,
think
like
it's over like my scrapwork nuts or like
oh yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Or airlift chaplains or like
No, this guy's.
or ambush paratroopers or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, but like pick 7 or 8, 9 maybe even, like it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty
I
nice to
usually
see one of these.
Yeah, because like I've played it for 7 and it's like okay, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just flood out and you get to play it for 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, what do you got?
I got my boy Spring Leaf Drum. It's the one colorless artifact that you can tap an untapped creature you control and add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. And it's good.
No, it's
Always
It's
good.
not good.
Always good. Especially if you're doing like off color unearth kind of stuff. You know, that's pretty good. You get those scrapwork mutts, get that little-
is like wouldn't you rather just have like the green guy, the one that can tap
Or-
a creature or an artifact to do the same thing? And it's
Yeah,
a body?
but I don't have to play green for this. Like
That's true. That is
But like
true.
why are you like ramping with a springleaf drum if you aren't playing green, right?
it's pretty nice when you're playing like the 4/4 guy where you have to tap untap stuff. Like it's just another thing, right?
Another
Yeah.
boomer mentality card that we realized today was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play them all together. They assemble Voltron when they like see a boomer.
I'm less on the side of springleaf drum as I
Yeah.
am on Blitz Automaton
Yeah.
for sure.
I really like Springleaf Drum because it allows me to cut a land too. Like
I play it quite a bit in
Yeah.
green decks with the Sentinel Stalwart because it's just good with it to have like a 1-mana artifact.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one in the same.
It's like your backup mega scuffed copy of Sentinel Stalwart.
but it goes into any deck though. Like you can play that anywhere.
Oh, but it so doesn't.
But if you have like good bombs in your deck too, like God, it was just like one turn earlier on your bomb is so good in this format too.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
That is good.
If you have Worm Coil Engine, run your Springleaf drums, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
also that's like Andrew's only experience with this card was having Worm Coil Engine.
No, I've
And like 3 of the highest win rate colorless bombs you can have. Like, yeah.
you just want to
and-
play them faster.
I will say that it's like okay though. Like sometimes the stats don't say that. The stats are abysmal on it.
What's better than a worm coil engine on 6? A worm coil engine on 5.
Yeah. If you got your Worm Coil Engine exiled and you tap down your only dude and you just took 10 to the face, that'd be pretty rough turn.
Springleaf drums.
If the Worm Coil Engine sticks, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roby, what do you got for your boomer mentality?
This is one I swear by. I still think Veterans Power Blade's okay. Like I still be putting this in decks all the time, genuinely.
Oh man.
It's okay. It is okay. Like
It
you
did-
don't want this in every deck for sure. Like you are running veterans power blades in like blue white. Or like probably even red white, honestly. But
did
like
literally beat me with it last time we played.
I did beat
The
you with
one
it?
game you got off me with your Sky Strike officer.
Oh yeah, it was with veterans power blade, yeah.
Yeah.
And blue white, right? So no, it was
Yeah.
green white. It was green blue.
No, it was blue white.
It was green blue.
Oh, you're right. It was green blue.
Yeah, because remember I had all those soldiers? Yeah.
Yeah, the Sentinel Stewards, Stalwarts, or whatever.
Yeah. I think it so I swear by it in green white. And it's like the highest win rate card in common in green white. Or it was on one point in time. Things might have changed, but I still think it's very good in green white. And but like I play this way outside of green white realistically. Play it all the time when I shouldn't. But it's okay. It is okay.
Okay, I have a philosophy question for you guys.
Mhm.
If we were to look at the 17 lands trophy decks on a random day, we just went down in order, like top to bottom.
Yeah.
Which of our 3 cards do you think would show up first, and which one would show up last?
I
Spring
think
Leaf Drum
Blitz
first.
Automaton, then Veterans Power Blade, and then Springleaf Drum.
Same. Same.
What? Let's just
Yeah.
can we run this? Can we run this exercise? Because I'm sure Spring Leaf Drum is first, and then
Okay.
it'll be Blitz Automaton, and then
Yeah, let's run it.
okay,
But it
good.
might just be
Wait,
Veterans Power.
So you think Power Blades last?
Oh, hell
Andrew?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's absolutely wrong.
I think
Okay,
it's
first deck, green black, nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Second deck, Boros, nothing.
Veterans Power Blade.
Oh,
What's it got?
Nothing.
Quit teasing us. Quit teasing us.
You want me to stream? I'll stream.
Yeah, straight up. I gotta see it.
No Veterans Power Blade and no Blitz Automaton.
oh my gosh.
All right, next deck, another Boros, Blitz Automaton,
Automaton.
no Veterans Power Blade.
Oh, no
Okay.
Spring Leaf Drum. Ah, crap.
There's nobody's playing. No Springleaf
Another
Drum.
deck with a Blitz Automaton, red blue,
We're gonna see what with
Neither.
the Power Blade.
Boros, no Power Blade.
No, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
This is gonna
This
take
one's
literally all
gonna have
day.
the Power Blade.
This
No,
is gonna take literally all day.
no Power Blades. No,
No Power Blades.
we don't even gotta look for the Springleaf drums.
No Power
Nobody's playing.
Blades. No drums. No Power Blades. No drums.
This is so bad.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
tough.
Oh,
No, nothing. What are we on? Are we on this one?
Yeah,
yeah, we just had that.
No.
Oh, gosh. No.
there's gonna be 0 Springleaf drums.
Yeah, there's gonna be 0 of either one of those cards because you guys are wrong, and this is your come to Jesus meeting right here.
There's gonna be a Veterans Power Blade. Find a good green white.
Oh my gosh, these decks are just what is going on? Give me that.
You guys should be.
Yeah, they look
sufficient-
nothing like Andrew's decks.
you
This
should
is
be
like
sufficiently
this is like
embarrassed,
really-
both of you.
yeah, Andrew should be. Like for sure. He's like, oh my gosh, they have 2 drops? People play 2 drops in this format?
None. Neither. We've already seen like.
That was a Blitz Automaton.
Yeah, I know. We've already seen like 4 Blitz Automatons, by the way, dear listener.
I think there's a possibility. There's look
think
for a
which
green
one?
white. Look for a green white.
Which one did I just do? This one?
Yeah.
No, you already passed that.
Oh shit! I'm just gonna open them in different tabs because that's easier. Then I'll just cycle through.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can.
Because we're not gonna find it. Like it's not gonna be there.
I feel that mono red deck has promise for it.
Okay, I was on the 3. All right, here we go.
Okay.
None.
No,
None.
no, no,
Nope.
no,
None.
no.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Do they both cost 1 Veterans Power Blade? Does that cost 1?
yeah.
No, it costs 3.
Oh, it costs 3?
Yeah.
Gosh, that card's even worse than I thought.
No, it's okay. We're gonna see 1.
Oh,
There's gotta
God.
be 1.
You guys.
Spring
Leaf drop.
Keep going.
Got
What
him.
the hell is this?
Got
guy?
him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. You know what surprises me? That the equipment deck isn't a real thing. I think
Yeah.
it is.
God, this deck looks insane.
That
Yeah,
looks-
that deck looks nutty.
yeah.
7-0. Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna post this on that way we have a picture for the video.
Steel Seraph and the Battalion. Jeez. And look at all this. Oh my god.
That is very nutty. I don't know why they're playing Koleos Rock though. Like why?
Why not? They can do whatever they want.
They literally can, right? Like they have like Sky Strike Officer too for no reason, right? Like
They just wanted to play it for the Skitter Beam and the Seraph, I guess. I don't know.
yeah.
It's a decent like trick too.
Like they have like all of their cards cost 3 or less, except 4 random ones that are like 2 of which are just
Absolute
bombs.
nutty bombs, yeah.
I like this deck.
Yeah, that was a good deck.
And no power.
This
play.
one's good too.
Yeah.
That's a very strong deck. The
Yeah,
7-2.
2
but, yeah.
Iconoclast.
Yeah, the kind of class have been pretty good. I've been blown out by those a couple times.
Yep.
It's the early-
Okay. I'll concede.
Excellent. Ugh.
I think yeah, I mean, I don't know. He got 1. You got 0.
Yeah, I'll concede.
And like I honestly thought we could have just been 0-0 through the whole list.
Really? Yeah.
Like it could have went.
Blitz Automaton's a real card.
I think Blitz Automaton was probably had a good shot
the
there.
best, yeah.
I thought ours.
I knew that. Well, you said Springleaf Drum was the best. I'm the least illusional, right?
I mean, it's the most delusional by the stats right now. We didn't find one in like 15 decks.
Robi's gonna make it so
No, I said
that
Blitz Automaton was number 1.
Oh,
You said Springleaf Drum was number 1.
well, I got to keep it real. I got to rep for my Springleaf Drum.
well, I mean, just because you're high on the card doesn't, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to say your own card.
Oh no, I'm gonna rep it. Ride or die with that guy.
Robi's gonna go make a trophy deck with Veterans Power Blade and be like, look at these. Look now, check now.
Yeah. Roby's about to win some gold.
I'm
right
surprised the equipment deck isn't a real thing.
now. I'm not. So bad.
I've done it before though. Like I've gotten 6 wins with it. I haven't trophied with it yet. But I've gotten like the Thran Power Suit. So that's like the equipment deck. Is like if you get a bunch of Thran Power Suits and then the random I don't even think you really want like the Power Blades that much. They're like pretty mid. But you just get like 1/1 first strikers, every piece of equipment and auras that you can, and just jam them.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing. Just every random 1-drop you can find.
Maybe.
But yeah.
I think it'd be better to just have bigger creatures. Like I think you're like BSing with the 1-drops a little bit, unless you have specifically the like exalted equipment.
Mm-hmm.
That one and the first strike 1-drop is good.
Oh yeah, the first strike 1-drop's fine, but like any like random flyer would be better. Like
yeah,
that, especially like the
I
2-drop.
think you just take the random 1-drops and then the random flyers, and then you that's your creature base. You want all of keyword abilities and
yeah. Menace would be sick
Menace,
too.
but like you aren't gonna have Menace because you're playing specifically. This deck has to be red white, I think, because you need the
Menace has. There's red and Menace. There's
Like-
Menace and red.
There's Goblin, but that's it.
Like I feel like. What about? Okay, hear me out. What about? If we
There's
did,
also the Power Stone guy.
yeah. What if we did like the green? What if we did green in there so we could like ramp with the steward and you could like tap the equipment to like equip it?
Yeah, I think that's why. That's why it's high in green, but I'm not sure that the equipment deck wants that though, because like I think you can do that too, right? Because you could use the 1-mana enchantment, but that's an uncommon.
Mm.
That's my only thing about that. Audacity.
Yeah, but I'm
'Cause you
just
need all
thinking
the
like
enchantments too.
the
Like,
stalwarts
just-
to like tap the equipment to like help it equip. Like is
Yeah,
a
that's a good
significant
thing, yeah.
upside. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a trick with your Sentinel Stalwart is you can use. That's why I like Veterans Power Blade, right? Because there's like a lot of times where you can use like the mana. You can like tap it with your Stalwarts.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Up next,
What are we
making
doing
a
next, man?
we're making a 2022 cube. We're trying to do like 2022 greatest hits, cards we loved. And we're trying to like
Specifically, Ryan is trying to make a 2022.
all of us are trying to make a
We've all
2022.
been
cube,
kind
all of us
shitty
together.
Ryan. like in the process of doing this, Ryan's been doing all the work.
What are the sets in
So
2020?
we're here to help him right now while
It's,
everyone's watching.
We have Streets, Kamigawa,
Uh-huh.
Brothers War, and DMU.
What was
DMU.
before Kamigawa? Was Kamigawa over Christmas?
Before it was like, wasn't it like Crimson Vow or something?
I think it was Crimson Vow. The best set
Was
ever.
that in 2022?
It was just at the
It like the tail end of it was, but I'm just doing sets that were released in this, so it's like easier for me.
Man,
Yep.
green white's gonna be
Um,
one.
and so today we're going to talk about our green-white archetype because I'm kind of struggling with making it because the green-white signposts are like all kind of whack.
Oh man.
Okay, so what do we think of when we think of green white?
I don't
I
like a lot of times you think of like go wide, right?
no, not in these sets. Where was the green white go wide deck? That was not a
The
thing.
Queen Allen,
Queen Alley,
Alanol,
yeah. I think we got to do
Who
tokens.
did that?
darling of the
Hold on.
masses.
That wasn't even actually a good thing.
Yeah, but like that's kind of what I
No,
think of when I think about
The
green
two
white.
okay, so there are two archetypes that I think of. Green white citizens and streets, where
Yeah.
you had like the darling of the masses, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what's the civil servant? The 2-mana
Oh yeah, that guy was good.
green guy?
Yeah.
That card was very good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of
And
weird.
then there was green white enchantments and Kamigawa
Yeah.
with
and then there's
generous visitors.
Yeah, and then there was green white artifacts
Artifacts.
in this set, right? Like green
Yeah.
white artifact ETBs,
Yep.
which so I
They
thought,
like all none of them go together, right?
No.
well, they kind of
Except
do
for
if we do
tokens.
like okay, this is my thought. My thought is dissidents and Jukai naturalists and generous visitors. And you go artifacts and enchantments with like
Does
counters
generous
together.
visitor work with artifacts?
No, it's
It's just
only
enchantments?
yeah.
See, that's like non-bow synergy right there.
Yeah.
The synergy's in the form of counters, right? So like then you just do stuff with counters.
I think you kind of gotta like pick one or the other.
But like there's gonna be like lots of like random good artifacts and enchantments. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably right, which is why
Because
I'm
I feel like if
struggling
you
with it.
like split it in the middle, you're sabotaging that deck.
Yeah, so that deck would be more of like a support type archetype. Like it wouldn't be like a real, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't go green white necessarily. You'd kind of splash one of the other colors
Yeah,
to like support
Yeah.
another deck.
yeah, which that's not super what you want.
Right.
You could just like lean into that low key and just like put like Sentinel Stalwarts and random artifacts.
What
and do
if
your
I feel like the
Mission
queen's
Dissident.
probably the better play here because you get the tokens and it's easier to
I'm
find every.
I'm less on the queen. Wait,
what
does
about
Queen double artifact tokens?
It'll
Is it all
anytime
or
you
is it
make a
just
token,
creature
right?
tokens?
Yeah, you just get a +1. You just get a 1/1 creature, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so with Power
Oh,
Stone tokens too.
Yeah. Oh no,
does
just
that
creature,
work?
just creature, just
Wait, is
creature,
it just creature?
just creature.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's
I
less.
think she'd be pretty good because there's a lot
Queen
of
was like
incidental tokens.
that's like the least exciting one to me.
It was
Because
the
like I
one
never
where
played that card in Dominaria. It was bad in Dominaria.
I remember getting bodied by it 1 or 2 times. I mean, it was like the nuts, like
Yeah, but like
make a token.
overall, that card wasn't very good in Dominaria. Like green
No,
white wasn't a very realistic archetype.
but I think if you can like build up the tokens like on the white side and maybe some of the green side, there's a lot of token producers kind of around here.
What about this is a wild one. What about like green white blink?
What does
Where's the
that do?
blink?
Why would you do that, Ryan?
So hear me out.
Okay.
Wing Matzel Chaplains, number one. Blossom
token.
Prancers.
Yeah.
The 4/4 the Baloths. The Boulder Branch Golems.
Meticulous excavation.
Yeah, Meticulous Excavation does it. There's some white ninjas.
If you do that, you have to put like inspiring overseer in, right?
Yeah, Inspiring
Well,
Overseer is gonna be in the set for
I
sure.
mean, it's
Yeah.
good, right? You could say he's
That's
gets a free
nutty,
pass.
though.
No?
No, I think you gotta put it in because green white's gonna be so bad you need it. You have
Well,
spirited.
no, I'm talking about
Companions,
green white blink. Also for the artifacts and enchantments one, like Machikos would be super good with it, like specifically in green.
Yeah.
Because like think about Machikos and this
You say that's so funny.
Michi. I don't know how to say it,
I
but
say
and Matt and Matt. I'm from Kansas.
Aren't we all? Except Andrew.
Yeah, except for me. Yeah.
In mass production into Machiko's Reign of Truth, and they give something like +5/+5
You
for
should just play
G-turns.
Captain's Call.
Yeah.
Well, these
I
are
guess the artifacts, yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of like tokens. It's so easy to do. And then you could just put some synergies there. Just get some
I
random
like the
+1/+1.
blink idea. I do like the blink idea.
How many blink
that's
effects
good.
are there though?
I mean, there's not a ton, right? But
That's
like,
the problem. You really need to have it like
you can always
need, like,
splash other things, right? Like you can splash blue, you could splash, yeah, mostly blue.
ugh, man. is splashing going to be like supported here with all the lands and things
Yeah.
like
Are we gonna have Sentinel Stalwarts?
Probably, yeah.
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 And then you gotta put some artifacts in, like little 1-mana artifacts for that. Yeah, I feel like you could either go like you just gotta hard pick one, really.
Yeah, I know. Like, I gotta make it push, right? Like, I gotta pick one and make it push, but like,
Yeah.
I just don't
The
know.
problem is all the mechanics are all parasitic in green white. They're all like don't work together
Yeah.
in a meaningful way.
Like, and then with the go wide, we could take like Venom Connoisseur and get like some flash go wide stuff.
There's
to,
like problems
really.
in go wide too, because like some of the go wide stuff is like artifact based, like mass production makes artifacts.
hmm
And then some of it's not, like Captain Skulls, Queen All in All, like stuff like that's weird. It's real like weird and doesn't all work together. And like Darling of the Masses only works with citizens, like
yeah.
Yeah.
like it's stupid.
Yeah, but there's some good like alliance cards for go wide too. But that's just like you basically have to pick like one set and like we're doing that set's theme. Like I feel like. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's why yeah. Except the Blink. The Blink has like a lot of stuff.
It's
Yeah,
probably
and like
easier to just
honestly, like
craft
all the cards that we'd put in with Blink, right? Like if you think about it, like we'd put a couple of defenders in, we put Blossom Prancers in, Obstinate Baloths in, and like it's just good stuff. Like it would just be like a solid green white mid range
Yeah.
deck that you
Yeah,
like
you could put Spirited
can
Companion.
sometimes Blink stuff in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the
That
artifact
would
may
be-
be better then, just because there's so many artifact sets.
Yeah, the artifact stuff, like you need stuff that like leans into what the year did, right? Which is artifacts and enchantments
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
it doesn't
I-
necessarily have to be in green white either.
Meticulous Excavation would be fun. to
Like
look
I'm just
at.
gonna throw meticulous excavation into the cube somehow. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter which archetype it's with. Like I'm just gonna throw it in.
Yeah, it should have been a thing.
Yeah.
We could also have like go wide, put the Great Desert Prospector.
Yeah.
That would be cute in like a go wide strategy. But like what like Rest Goliaths, I don't know what you actually get out of having infinity mana.
I don't know. We could probably put like we could probably put some stuff in there for when you have infinity mana. Some good activated abilities or something.
Yeah.
I should be hard selling meticulous excavation a little bit more since I was so high on it.
Yeah, I mean
I
think
was
it'd
just
be
realizing
fun,
that.
but
Were you high on it? Was I high
He
on
was
it?
super high.
I
on
was
it.
high on it.
Was I high on it? I think I wasn't
Yeah.
super high on it, right?
Mm,
I don't remember. I probably was like in the middle between you and Ryan. Probably gave it like a 0. Andrew probably gave it like a fucking 9. Like,
I may or may not have done that.
what did I give Wingmantle Chaplain? Didn't I give Wingmantle Chaplain a 9? Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that. We were pretty
I was
high.
right. I was right on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with the green white.
I think just leaning into one of them and just going hard into
Yeah.
it is the way to go.
Yeah,
But like if you just like okay, so say you just lean into artifacts. You say we're gonna do green white and it's gonna be artifact ETBs. There's like 2 cards that care about artifact ETBs in green white.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ocean Dissident and Ocean Dissident or whatever. And there's like one other one. I don't even
I don't even
remember.
remember what it is. The Sarenth Steel Seeker, the 1/2.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
literally it.
So,
And then
like I can lean into that, but it's like if you don't get one of these 2 uncommons, and like
and then you like if you want to go into enchantments, there's like 2 uncommons that care about that. Like,
yeah, it's the same
like-
thing. Like it's Yoshin Dissident and the guy.
and then
that-
if you want to
what's
go
common?
into go wide, there's literally 2 uncommons that care about that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and
Yeah.
they don't even support all of Go Wide. Like they're just like
Yeah.
if it's specifically a citizen. So and like the
I'll-
blink thing is like kind of cute, but like
Is
it
there, like,
wouldn't
a
be just
white-
green white. Like you'd have to splash blue almost.
Yeah.
is there like another blinking card in green or white?
Not really, unless we like. Oh, there might be. There might be like a random comment or something, but not in green, right? Like it would just be in white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could like go and take cards out of the year, but like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum. Like that's like the hardest archetype.
part of me just
Green
wants to take green white and be like, don't play it and just put like solid, like all the solid green and white cards that don't really fit into other archetypes that we just love. Like and just make it like call it like green white mid range and like it's just bad, right?
Yeah.
Like but like it has like Blossom Prancers, it has Wingmantle Chaplains, like it has Obstinate Baloths, like it has all the stuff that you like need for like a decent deck, but it's just like don't build green white. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's funny.
But like
yeah, that's funny.
that's like kind of that feels like a cop out.
It doesn't have a real identity, I don't think. That like works with all of them. so, so I do like the. So
Oh,
let's
hey,
just
what about
go-
this? Look. Huh? That's a blink, kind of. Clothing stalker.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, put the
And the turtle? And the Ninja Turtle?
Yeah,
That's a blink, kind
that
of.
is a blink, but it doesn't work with Wingmantle Chaplain. But it does work with like Boston Prancers or Opposite
Ob-
Baylots.
Or
With
the guys that gain you a bunch of life that have trample, just the big dummies.
yeah,
Huh?
that's cute. Green White Ninjas.
Green White
I'm glad that's where
We're making it a thing.
because you can do real silly stuff too with meticulous excavation and ninjas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can like suicide your guys head and just blink them.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, and you have to block it, and then you like, they're gonna block whatever, and then you just like,
you're gonna need a bunch of mana for this.
yeah, that's why you need the Power Stone guy, right?
The Power Stone guy,
For the
which is
meticulous
also
ex-
good to blink with meticulous excavation.
Yeah. See,
And
it's coming together. It's coming
Oh my
together.
gosh.
and
What
also
about this guy to blink?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh my
you
speakeasy
put a
God.
server.
captain's call in there.
Speakeasy.
Like
Oh man, I miss that guy. Man, I really miss Streets of New Capenna.
that guy was unplayable.
I
He
played
costs 5 mana, bro.
so bad.
Like
Yeah, you're pretty much dead by then. Like,
yeah, like they already violated you with their disciplined duelist. You were probably on like 2 life by the time you played this guy.
So that's 2 for green white blink. Now we just need Andrew's approval.
I'm in. Let's do
Or,
it.
or are you still thinking artifacts? Because like
No,
artifacts
no.
enchantments would still be good.
Nah, let's
Yeah.
do Blink just because it'll be easier just to make a bullshit kind of mid range like strategy. Just like, okay, if the Blink doesn't happen, you still have good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtle's real good.
I think
Right.
it's kind of fun just to have Ninja Turtle in the cube, just personally.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite cards from that set.
Well, to me, like the goal of building this cube is to just have cards that are going to bring back memories of 2022. You know what I mean? Like it's nice if the archetypes like cohesive and they work well and whatever, but like
Uh-huh.
to me, like it'd be like, oh, this card was good. Like I remember playing with this card. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want it to feel like when you're drafting it 5 years from now.
Dang, I want all
So
of
another
them.
one you need is the Boseiju.
Yeah.
The
Reach
Reach
Skyward. Yeah.
Skyward,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get all the iconic cards. I'm doing my best, but I'm trying to get all the iconic cards. And if I miss any, we can always like change it, right?
Boseiju that reaches.
I also love the 2 mana enchantment. The 2 Suza's Lost Journey.
Oh, nah.
Oh, really? As an uncommon? You love
Yeah, that
card?
kind of sucks compared to
No.
like the other ones, right?
Nah, I'd rather have Boseiju if we're picking one. Oh man, Boseiju.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be one if you can like convince me that like goes in a deck, but I don't know what deck that would even go in. Maybe
Does,
green,
yeah.
blue.
Uh,
I don't.
What is the green blue deck looking like?
I haven't got there yet.
Okay,
we'll see.
that has to have infinite turtle season of renewal loops.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Like,
Turtle's definitely going in there.
Oh man.
infinite loops with that is amazing. That's
Isn't it
all
just
I want
good
to
how-
do.
That's you could use your power stones for some of that, right?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
how good was Neon Dynasty that it's just so like we remember it so fondly. Like there's so many fun things in that set, like Ninja Turtle. And then the
If you don't
loop-
know what we're talking
man.
about, we're talking about specifically the season of renewal with the turtle, the colossal sky turtle went infinite, where you could like bring it back in infinite amount of times. Yeah,
Yeah. The Colossal Sky Turtle lets you bring back one card from the graveyard, and then the Season of Renewal lets you bring
Lets
back
you
an
bring back
enchantment and a creature.
and an enchantment, and the turtle is an enchantment, so you get to bring back 2 things.
And then you just bring back the renewal, then you use the
The
renewal to bring back
turtle.
the turtle and something else, and then you use the turtle to bring back the renewal, and then you use
Yeah,
the
and
turtle
you
and something else. That's good.
infinitely keep going until you mill them.
And like if the board is somewhat stable, then you just eventually win the game, right?
yeah,
like-
it's
Yeah.
so silly. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Kamigawa is a banger.
It really was.
Yeah.
Speakeasy server. What other cards were in Streets that were green white? They're all citizens though. That's the problem with
Yeah, the
Streets.
citizens. Yeah, that was really.
What
tough.
about the one that makes the citizen token and you get to go 3 5 deep, get a creature, and then you make a 1/1 for 3 mana. It's
Oh
an
yeah,
instant.
I know what you're
Oh,
talking about.
yeah.
I kind of like that card.
I think I had, was it an instant too? I remember
Yeah,
you could
Yeah,
warm
get
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah,
Warm welcome. Does it gain you life too?
No,
What does it do? It does something.
it's just a 1/1 that I think it was an instant.
It was an instant.
Yeah, it
I
was an
remember
instant,
that for
yeah.
sure. I've blown people out with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew like green white blink would be like a what type thing, but like I still think it could be cool.
The only thing though is
It'll be
green white
kind
is
of
like the
maybe.
second best archetype in streets, right?
Well, yeah, because it was like part of Bant, right?
Well,
And it had
there was like
inspiring
straight
overseer
green
and
white.
jeweled
There was
thief.
straight green white too.
Well, yeah,
Right.
because it had inspiring overseer and jeweled thief, right? So
No, it was mostly the citizen guide, like the 2 mana 2/3.
yeah, that guy was busted too. But
Yeah,
we were
that guy
saying
was like there was entire decks built around that civil servant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that guy was amazing.
access to both of those commons though, like, is stupid. So obviously that deck's gonna be good. And civil servant was a common too.
Yep. You could also put the 2 mana if we're doing blink stuff. You could put the 2 mana citizen that puts the counter on something,
Yeah, yeah. We'll
and then you
just
could blink him and
have a
put
bunch of
counters.
random ETB stuff.
And you also need the Great Desert Prospector for sure. Just like a 1 of in the entire cube.
Oh no, we're doing everything as like standardized.
Oh,
like
really?
4 of every uncommon and common, 2 of every mythic and rare,
Oh, good.
and
Gotta get my
yeah,
jewel thieves.
like opportunity for like solid cards. What about Papercraft Decoy in the blink deck? That's an uncommon.
Circuit Mender.
Yeah, Circuit Mender's going in the
Yeah,
the
that's
cube
really
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, I like Circuit Mender way more than I like Papercraft Decoy.
Yeah, Papercraft Decoy is just a common.
Yeah, we could downgrade. You could put Circuit Mender in there as just a
Downshift cards.
downshift it.
Circuit Mender is way better than a common. It's almost as good as Inspiring Overseer.
Oh man.
No, it's almost.
That's why I said almost as good.
Almost. 3 mana, gain 3 life? Or is it 2 life? I think it's 2 life.
Did
And you
Geothermal
get to draw a
Commies have
card.
to go in? Geothermal Commies go in.
Yeah, he's got to go in. You got to. What? No, because
He returns stuff.
it's enchantment specific though.
Yeah, but there's enchantment creatures.
Yeah, Spirited Companion. And you can also just like return your Meticulous Excavation, right? Like low key.
You can return any of
That's
your
a little
sagas,
deep.
get extra value.
Geothermal Kami might be a little deep.
I think this is a little too deep there.
Geothermal Kami was like a staple in the set. It was super good.
It was good because it had enchantments around it, but if you don't have a lot of enchantments around him, he's not as good. You don't get that extra value.
That's true.
Are you putting Generous Visitor in?
Maybe.
Because
Maybe
if you
not
put
in this
it,
set. We'll see.
yeah, see, like that's like you need Geothermal Kami in like the
Yeah.
Generous Visitor deck.
I'm thinking that might be kind of the green blue, like Generous Visitor, Boseiju reaches skyward, Behold the Unspeakable or whatever.
Oh god, that's gonna be a busted deck.
Right, like
Yeah.
So you're putting in
Bamboo
Wingman.
Grove Archers.
Oh, nice.
What's up?
Are you gonna
Sorry.
put in the other defender stuff for the Wingmantle chapter?
Oh yeah, Wingmantle has to be in there, right? Like
I
it's
mean,
not a 22 cube. I don't know.
Are you gonna low key put like a defender's deck in the cube somewhere?
Yeah, but I might put some of them in green too with this, right? Like so you can splash.
Oh, that's so good.
Can we have Coastal Bulwark too?
Yeah, it's already in. It's in.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Nice.
Coastal
I like
Bulwark's
that.
in blue
Good.
black.
Yeah.
Blue black has like it's like blue black kind of Demir control, but it's got like Coral Colony and Blight Pile, and then it's got Coastal Bulwark and the O5 wall.
Are you gonna put?
I'm not crazy about Blight Pile. That was
It's
like
just
the
a 2 mana 3/3. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's just
Do you have the one-
necessary because the aggro decks are going to be so good. Like you're just
Yeah.
going to need to block with
You're gonna
it
have really
sometimes.
tuned cards here.
Yeah, just hyper efficient stats for a defender. You know what I mean? Like, and it says defender.
Is Bamboo Grove Archer going in? That guy's so
Yeah,
good. Okay,
yeah,
good.
he'll have to go in.
Man, that
He'll
guy's
probably be
got
in the blue green deck, right?
he's definitely a first ballot kind of pick there. So good. Just utility on that guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to make all the cards that we like really loved, like, and make them into archetypes. But like, I know people really love Civil Servant, but like,
It doesn't
like,
work.
I
He's
can't.
so good, he
Like,
does
I just
nothing.
can't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
What if you like don't focus as much on the archetypes? Like you do to a certain extent, but you just play the best cards, right?
Yeah. Just do what Dominaria Remastered did and just loosely put some things in there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
gross.
this kind of has some reanimation. This is a little bit of rampy. Okay.
They're like, figure it out. like figure out how to make this.
Like
a
we're just
thing.
putting the best cards in there. You should be able to build a deck with the best cards and just make sure that the curve's good on all the
Speakeasy server. You just have Captain's Call. The 2-mana guy that makes 1/1. That's cute too. I like that one.
Oh yeah,
Resolute
the
reinforcements.
uncommon. Yeah.
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 So we're not putting domain in here, right? No domain. We
Oh,
all
there's
No,
a
that's
5-color
fine.
domain deck.
Are we gonna put? Oh gosh, could you please put what was it? The enchantment from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, the one that exiles the 5-color
Kami
one.
War. Yeah, Kami
please
War.
put
I
Kami
think
War
it's like
there.
50 cents. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man, please
I'll
put
go
Kami
in.
War there. Oh man, I'll give you Kami
I never
War.
got to do that. That breaks my heart.
You
You
will.
did it?
You will in
Yeah,
a few.
Andrew did one time.
Oh, I did.
I got to do it on Arena a million
Yeah, I
times.
did on Arena.
It's so good. It was
I played
that was one of the
straight.
best decks I ever had.
The best deck I ever had in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was blue white,
Mhm.
and I had Kami War in it. And I would just discard it with the Modern Age and reanimate it with the
That's
with
pretty
the
good.
one guy that reanimated stuff.
I was
Enchantments.
surprised people let me flip that thing, and I was like, "Are we gonna really do this?" And they'd play around for just one turn, and then just realize it was completely over.
Okay. I gotta ask you guys this question because I've been toying with the idea of this for a while too. And this is like unrelated.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about putting Urberg Lurgoyf in just to teach Andrew a lesson.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do that.
Right? Because like I'll always remember every time I see this card
Oh, no.
how good Andrew thought it was.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
And like I always put it in there and like I'll talk a little bit of shit here and there, about it. And then like he'll like every, 2 or 3 years, like he'll like try to draft it to like prove that it's good.
Yeah.
And he'll lose, right? Like
Yeah, there's a lot of cards like that.
yeah, I mean I've been wrong on a lot of cards too.
You have to have Fade into Antiquity in the
Oh
cube.
man, yeah, it would be. It wouldn't
Just
be
the
easy
one-
enough, Fade.
Just the one of, and
Fade.
Andrew has to take it every time he sees it.
Man,
Fade's
it was
good.
so brutal. Fade.
We should put one card that we all got super wrong, and we make a vow that every time we see it, you have to take it.
Yeah, you double it.
Urgor Belurgoyf, there we go.
Ryan, it would be the one.
The
It's
2-1
a red-
vigilance guy.
the-
The blue.
Which guy? The
That
hottest
unblockable.
guy?
Yeah.
No, the one for you is the 2-mana sacrifice, and every time you sacrifice an artifact,
Oh.
slag. It's got
Oh,
slag.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
10 out of
Wrong on
10.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
that has to be in there.
The artifact or the red or the dude?
It
The
was the
dude,
dude.
that does
Oh yeah, the dude.
Man,
yeah.
you were so high on that
It's-
guy. It was the guy
I
from
was gonna
New
be
Capenna,
so
right?
good with the treasures.
Was it New
that.
Capenna?
It was terrible.
Well, that's
It
because
was
the
like
treasure
Lucky
deck
Red
was
Purple,
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so bad. Oh, good
Yeah.
call, Roby. Good call. That guy's
I
Yeah.
think he cost 3. He did cost 3, I think.
it was so terrible. You were like, think all the things you could. Oh man.
You're just gonna dumb him for 8.
I can like literally. I'm gonna make the red green deck built around him, like just to show you guys how crazy it could have been.
That's so funny. I'm so glad I remembered that. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good callback.
Oh God! All right,
good.
Ruby, I'm gonna start taking notes on you.
We'll get a
I'll
good
get
one.
Which
you.
one did I say was insane that was never? I'm pretty reasonable.
All
I don't-
kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
We should
Mine's probably Pixie Illusionist. I said was.
Yeah,
cool.
you were high on
Yeah.
that, but that wasn't like crazy.
It wasn't that
crazy.
bad, right?
actually, it
Like,
probably should be in here too because it's nice to change some lands around too. It was always a good card.
Oh, well, the
So-
briefcase was pretty bad.
Ooh, the
did I say that was good?
Yeah,
I
you were
think
all
I
up in
was-
the briefcase. You were talking about first picking it.
Okay, that'll be fine.
You could get Roby and I on that cleric guy too. We
No,
both-
because I wasn't the one who said it was a 10. Who said that shit was a 10?
Don't put him in
Wait.
there. He's so
You can sacrifice your Wingmantle Chaplain.
yeah, you can.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
to find another Wingmantle Chaplain.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Actually, they have to be black creature, right?
Yeah, it does have to be black. It did have to be black.
if we could do it.
Oh yeah, that card was terrible. I remember now.
Oh man,
I was hesitant on it. I wasn't super all in.
I was super all in. I thought you came
Oh,
along
really
for
good
the ride.
legends. That card's so good.
There was one. I got to go back into the archives to hear. There were some 10s that you've had, Roby, where it was like, what?
Let's go look at the stats.
I don't think I had any crazy tens. I'm pretty reasonable with my tens. I give trifling 9s and 8s,
Oh,
but I don't give crazy tens.
what's the history one that I like? The with the bears on it.
Fade into antiquity. Yeah,
Goblin
that has to
Picker.
be in here.
Goblin Picker is not even good enough to make the cube.
Goblin Picker.
I had to find a way to get it in because of Andrew.
Oh man, I just want to sit him. I just want to sit him next to Scuttlebutt and be like, "Why didn't you do this? Like, couldn't you just done this? Like, this guy's doing it right." Oh man, good meme cards. Good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we doing?
Yeah. If you have
one
any
of you guys
suggestions,
wanted?
Nah, we
Yeah.
could just skip that. Even though I beat Roby in a grudge match that we have to talk.
You were both 2-1.
Okay, I will admit Andrew did beat me in a grudge match. A best of one.
Best of one.
After the sweatiest game of Magic in my life, I was already drained. He just hit me while I was down. He already had the easy not finals last match. I had the sweaty finals match. Yeah.
I think my game ended in like 8.
me.
I think I played 2 games in about 8 minutes, and I was just sitting there talking. I was watching Ryan's game, and then I saw your game, and then just talking with Ryan. You were
Okay, I started my game.
Yeah.
15 minutes before the final round.
Oh yeah.
And we still went to time. And like the sweatiest, we were both at 1. Like dumbest. Ryan sabotaged me by passing good cards.
Got him.
He did give me.
Got him.
Ryan beat me. He just had to go 1-2 for it.
Oh,
Worth.
Oh man. But I did get him. I did get you.
He did get me on the best of one.
Okay. Andrew's alpha. Andrew's alpha. Have at it.
In a very convincing best of one, you know. It was super.
It wasn't very convincing.
You know, I see Roby there. He looks a little.
I was not like. What was your life total? 2?
I was at 2, but I did take
I
did take 8 for no reason because I forgot I had Mesa Ith in my. I forgot Mesa Ith was just chilling there. I tried to force that thing, man. I couldn't find it.
I stand by you taking the 8 when you're the game. I still stand by that. Like if you Maze of Ith that guy, then he just pairs down your board like that turn, and that was the turn you got like 12 damage in.
I did get a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I stand by. If you like Maze of Ith, like it just loses you the game there. Honestly,
I did have the slice.
Yeah, because I would have immediately killed the Shivan dragon when it swung into me because I had fire.
Yeah,
my mana was open. Right?
Yeah, and then he would have killed like one of your random X1s, and then you would have done like literally 6 less damage. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it just felt like a lot. It just felt like a lot. You know, I didn't want to take backsies. It was a grudge match. You gotta just stand there and take your licks. But I tried.
He did. I said he could take it back, and then I teased him about taking it back. And then he proceeded to not take back his take back. So it was cute.
Yeah, he doubled down on the take back by taking back.
It's like whatever you need, Andrew. Whatever. If you need to take it back, go for it.
Oh man, my deck was so bad this week. I just tried to force that lightning rift. I just wanted it. That's all I wanted. Just wanted to play lightning rift. Oh man, yeah, that was. We got to put it on stream next time. That was too good. There were so many people gathered around us too. We drew a crowd on this match that meant nothing.
Oh yeah, there was an audience. I was sweaty.
Oh man, that was good times though. But I did emerge just a grizzled alpha from that.
Yeah, he got one less pack than me.
I did. But I did open it in Enlightened Tutor, so that was pretty.
Yeah, so he definitely got way more money. I just opened bulk rares, but
got my spoils. Got my spoils from that win.
Yep, it was fun. It was fun to have 50 people out of the draft. That was crazy.
That was
fun.
Yeah, that was kudos to the team for just getting
Yeah.
there.
But
Biggest draft I've ever done.
yeah, that was wild.
That's
All right, we'll catch y'all boys on the flip default.
Bye.
Bye.